Hi guys. Okay, so I'm gonna take y'all through my experience with the Houston Highlight event, which was amazing. I can't even. Okay, so I'm gonna take you through the beginning of my day, kind of. Well, halfway through my day, because I'm in college, so I have on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and Thursday was the event, I have a morning class and an afternoon class. And so after my morning class, I went home to get ready for the event because I knew that as soon as my second class ended, that I would want to go straight to the highlight event. And so I went home after my first class. I got ready in those 3 hours that I had, and then I went to school. But I had my dad drop me off because he wanted to come with me. So he dropped me off, and he told me, he said, I don't remember you telling me any of this, but I told him, I said, you aren't going to go home, are you? Because by the time you get home, it would already be time for you to pick me up from school, because I live kind of far away from the school or the college I attend. But he didn't hear me, so he went all the way home after dropping me off, and I left class a half hour early because I finished my work early, and I told him to be on his way already. Because I thought he was going to be, like around the area of my school. But like I said, he went all the way home, and he took about 45 minutes to come pick me up because there was traffic. So I was freaking out. I was like, I'm going to be so late to the event. I have early entry, and I don't know how early it's going to be. And I checked my emails because to make sure that they know that I bought a ticket, because they weren't shipping out the shirts or anything. So I checked through my emails, and I saw the email that I think I had seen it before, but I completely forgot about it because I just opened it and I had skimmed over it, and I skipped it. I didn't remember it. And I found it whenever I was looking for my receipts for the VIP package and the t-shirt, and it said to make sure to RSVP and print out page and bring with you to the door. And I didn't do any of that, and I went to go see if I could still RSVP through the link in the email. I don't remember what it said, but I couldn't RSVP anymore. So I was freaking out. I was like, oh my god, I spent all this money to get to go there to see BTS, and I spent all this time getting ready, and I made my dad waste a lot of gas on his car to go drop me off at school and then pick me up. So I was freaking out. Like I went back in the library of my school while I was waiting for my dad to pick me up, and I started tearing to myself. Like I was about to cry, but my eyes were really watery, and I was so angry, and I was trying to calm myself, and my phone was about to die. I was on 1%, but he came to pick me up, and we were on our way to downtown Houston for the event, and I fell asleep on the way there. I was really angry at the fact that he went all the way home, and then there was traffic on the way home to pick me up, and I was really late. I didn't RSVP, so I fell asleep, and I woke up whenever we were about a block away from the House of Blues, and I saw it, and then we went to go park. I was like, oh, okay, there it is. There it goes. And I was still skeptical about the whole event because, it was very vague. They never gave out any specific information or just basic information that would be helpful to the people who were going. So I was still kind of skeptical, and I was like, all right, there it is. We parked. Let's go. And the entire time I was on my dad's phone because my phone had died already after my dad picked me up. My dad downloaded the Instagram app so I can communicate with Taylama, because during this I was, she had already been through a music event and a BTS event, so I was messaging her, trying to get as much information as I could from her. She was so helpful. Thank you, Taylama. Thank you, Alyssa. So I was messaging her, and I got there, and we went up to the third floor, and I saw a whole bunch of BTS fans. I was like, oh my gosh, because K-pop is it's known around here, not pretty well, but 1 out of 5 people, I'm gonna say, that's just off of my head, know what K-pop is, and they don't really listen to it, but they know of it. So I had never seen that many K-pop fans, let alone armies, like all in one place, like in person, all in one place. There were so many of them too, and I was like, ah, okay, I think I'm definitely in the right place. We went up to the 3rd floor. There was people lined up everywhere, and I was so confused. I didn't know where to go. I messaged Alyssa on Instagram, and I said, what do I do when I get here? You know, she told me what I needed to do. I went to go line up for the tables, and then I got my VIP wristband and my my ticket to get into the event. And I got my t-shirt afterwards because the lady told me that they would be there after the event so that I can get my shirt later. And I wanted to get in line as soon as possible because I wanted to wait because I was so excited. And so I went to go wait in line with my dad, and we were waiting for a while, and then they started letting in, I think between 5:30 and 6, I think is when it was. And so they started letting us in for the photo op, and oh my gosh, guys, like I was in like the back of the line because I got there like kind of late compared to everyone else. And so when I finally was able to get into the place, the building, you know, it was like a room like this and we entered through here, and then we went around to go see BTS lined up here. And then we were gonna go here, which is where the audience place area, designated audience area for the performance, which is gonna be, the stage was right here. Okay, so yeah, I walked around and I went right here and I saw BTS and I said, oh my, like, I started shaking, like it was really them. Oh my gosh. It's so amazing. Like, I already love them so much because they're all so cute, so handsome, so sexy. And, like, and they're celebrities, obviously. And seeing them through, in real life, like, in person, like, they're real people. They're real people. And, like, it doesn't hit you until you actually see them standing there. You're like, oh my god, it's them. Like, they're not just a little tiny thing on a screen or like a big person. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's just amazing. Like, seeing them in person, it's so surreal. So I saw them and I started shaking like really bad, and I went to go, like, the photo op, you were just gonna go, you know, line up in front of them and say hi if you know, got the chance to, or if they looked at you and said hi first, and then, you know. But it was mainly you just go line up in front of them and take a picture with them. I didn't know that, so I just got there and I saw J-Hope. I saw J-Hope first, I think, and then I saw the rest of them, and I remember Jimin. Oh, Jimin. I got there and I like, I've never acted like this before in my life. It was so weird, like, it was weird. I went to go, okay, so they were lined up here, right? And they had like a little like separator thing, so like you wouldn't like be tempted to like hug them or something, I guess. That's what I heard, and from someone else. And so I was walking, like, you know, in front of them to line up, you know, so the person could take the picture. And oh my gosh, I said hi, you know, and like I was freaking out, and none of them noticed me. None of them noticed me at first. And so I went to go kneel down since I was in like the front row. And when I was kneeling down, some of the people were still getting positioned and situated to for the picture. And so I sat down, and I sat down next to this girl. This girl was sitting on the floor. Sorry, my hair looks like a mess. Okay, so the girl who was sitting next to me, she looked up at Jimin because we were like if I was sitting down, like this is where I was sitting down for the, or kneeling down for the picture, the girl who was sitting next to me right here, and Jimin was standing like right here, you know, standing up, and I looked up at him and I was like, oh my gosh, you know, I started freaking out. And the girl next to me, she was like, hey Jimin, you know, she went for a high five, and he goes, okay. And I was like, oh, she got a high five from him. He touched her. And so like I started freaking out. And then after that, I got in the audience, designated audience area to go see them perform. So yeah, after that, I was just watching them. Like I lined up, there were some barriers, like I think there's barriers, yeah. Like after you took the picture, you went around here to wait, you know, the audience area. And I was over here, like looking at them, you know, I was like, oh my gosh, it's them, they're here in person, they're real, it's so crazy. And so, yeah, after they finished, they all said bye, you know, they were like bye, and they went to the back to start getting ready for the performance. So after they went to the back, I walked around like the whole designated audience area. I walked around the entire thing, like around the perimeter, two or three times, because since I'm short, I'm so used to squeezing my way through a crowd. And so I was trying to do that, but you know, everyone was not moving because, you know, everyone's here to see BTS and they're going to perform, and everyone, you know, wants to be like front and center. So I finally just settled like on this side, and which was my right, and if you're looking from the stage, it would be the left. But yeah, I ended up just settling there, and I was like 2 or 3 people away from the front, like where the barriers were, the barriers separating the audience and the stage. And so we were just kind of like waiting there, and I managed to like eventually like squeeze my way through and get to like at the barrier. So I was sitting there with my elbow on the barrier, and I was just waiting there, you know, just chilling, and it seemed like I was waiting for like 5 hours. It was such a long wait, and it was only like 1 or 2 hours. It was only 1 or 2 hours. But while we were waiting, you know, the stage was right here, right? And from your perspective, if I'm on stage, there's like, because it's a 2-story building, and on the 2nd floor, you know, the stage goes up, you know, there's a ceiling for like the 2nd floor, but there was 2 floors on each side of the stage. They were closed off, obviously, there were rooms, and BTS was back there, and I saw Jimin. Everyone, like, he didn't notice us at first because, you know, we were all just getting ready, and we started to notice him, and we were like, oh my gosh, Jimin, hi, you know, and then he like ran away quickly because it was there were curtains covering big windows, but the curtain was kind of like open, you know, enough for like a whole person to just be like standing there. And then later, I think I didn't have my glasses on, so I want to say that it was J-Hope, but it could have been Jimin again. He just like he just like stuck his head out the window, and we were like, I noticed him first, and I pointed, and I was like and I think he like froze for a second, and then I went like this, and he goes, and then he left, and then I was like, ah, he noticed me. But anyways, okay, so they finally started the event, and there were some local rappers who performed like 3 or 4 of their own songs, and they were alright, but you know, I was standing like right in front of the speaker too, so the bass was so strong and loud. It was vibrating my vocal cords, and my mouth wasn't even open, or I wasn't even saying anything, and it felt weird. Like I didn't want to talk because my vocal cords were already vibrating so much, and it was kind of hard to breathe. Like it was just So yeah, they finished performing and they were like, "You want to see BTS?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, you know, it's coming, the time is here." They came out and they performed No first, and I don't remember the order of the rest, but after that they also performed Dope, I Need You, and Boy in Love. Oh man, I was so excited to see Boy in Love because that's what I performed at the K-pop music festival in Houston. And so I was like, oh my gosh, that's the dance. I performed that dance. But you know, I was freaked out for every single song. Like, dude, guys, I was screaming so loud and high pitched. Like, I know my voice can go pretty loud when I want it to, or when I get worked up, you know, but I didn't know my voice could go that high. Like, dude. And after my voice got kind of like a little tired from screaming so high, my voice just like took over itself. Like, I wasn't controlling it anymore, and it started like breaking up a lot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was a lower pitched scream, but it was like a freaking out scream. Like, I don't want to give an example, but yeah, my voice would like be in like in the lower range, and it would kind of like be breaking up, and then every now and then it'll spike up to like the high pitched one, the really clear high pitched one. And I know I was screaming loud because we were in the audience, we were standing like body to body basically, and I felt so bad for the girl like in front of me because I was on the barrier like this, and so was she kind of. And if I went in front first, I wouldn't be able to fit. So I felt so bad for the girl in front of me because I would see her every now and then, she'd be like, and I didn't care, man. I just noticed it, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's them. Oh my gosh. And guys, like, they're the first celebrities that I have ever seen in person, like, or met, because I met them like right before they performed, right? And it's just so crazy because like the closest thing I've ever gotten to meeting or seeing a celebrity in person, or seeing them in concert, was seeing Janet Jackson and Selena Gomez at the rodeo, and I was sitting like way up there, like way in the back. So they were like this big, and I was just like, oh look, it's them. That's cool. We're in the same room as them. But like I was like meters, not even meters, I was feet away from them while they were performing. So since they were the first celebrities that I have ever met, the experience was just also, and they're my favorite group too, like my favorite guy group. I feel so blessed. I feel so blessed because they're the first group I got to meet and see, and they were my favorite group. And they came to Houston, my hometown, H-Town. And such a small, like, it's just, I feel so blessed to have the opportunity to see my favorite K-pop group, my favorite guy K-pop group, and meet them. And I was in the front too, and see them from up close. I feel so blessed. And when they first came out, I started crying. Like, I couldn't even control myself. I was like, oh my god, I'm crying right now. And I was like, my makeup is gonna be my makeup is gonna mess up. They're gonna see me later all gross. But luckily, it didn't get really messed up. But yeah, I started crying when they came out. And